Welcome all masters. Welcome for Oneness Meditation sessions. Today we have Master Pradeep, who is connecting from India, and he is sharing about Draupadi. Before starting the session, I will give a short intro about the master. And very great master. Very his work experience. He has worked in Premier MNC Software, Cognizant India, and Cognizant America. He had won several performance and quality awards, initiated the first knowledge sharing sessions of Cognizant Hyderabad. Software certifications, he is a Sun Certified Enterprise Architect, Java Programmer, IBM Certified Business Process Analyst, IBM Certified Service Oriented Architecture Associate, and holds 20 plus such software certifications. And as per the job, he is working as the PMC English Head and doing law practice to establish justice. Spiritual orientation, he had read several spiritual books and attended sessions of several spiritual scientists. He has experimented several meditation techniques, and he has done several sittings of continuous 10 hours of meditation. And his role in teaching the meditation with the aim towards society transformation, he has taught meditation to more than 10 lakh people and ran two free community meditation centers, one dedicated to training youth on the job and life skills. He has trained the students and several corporate employees on varied subjects, including stress management and science of meditation. His role in Paima, he was given an opportunity by Patriji as All India Paima President. Under his presidentship, Pyramid Youth Master Association has flourished into greater teams with thousands of youngsters getting benefited through meditation and positive transformation. Vegetarian. He had transformed himself into vegetarian and inspired many. He has designed and made the first ever lightweight 700 vegetarian play cards in 6 different languages, which were used in the vegetarian rallies across 4 states. He has coordinated many vegetarian rallies. Next, spiritual science workshops and treks. He conceived and organized numerous deep spiritual science workshops on the topics ranging from he has conducted many spiritual science workshops and forest treks, and he has given sessions on the topics like dream and astral projection, emotional intelligence, ESP, Buddha's training and enlightenment, awareness, etc. This is the intro about the master. Very warm welcome to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Sankit, for your wonderful introduction. Thank you. Friends, I welcome you all to today's session on Draupadi. A woman we all know from Mahabharata. First, we'll have a meditation, a small meditation, and then we'll go into the topic. All of you, please close your eyes. Clasp your fingers, cross your legs, and observe your breath. Relax. Completely relax. My dear friends, my dear gods, my dear meditators, just relax. We are doing a short meditation now. Meditation is a gift that we give to ourselves every day. Meditation is a technique to stay stationed in the soul, in the state of the soul. Meditation is a process which will make us realize our real self. The real self and its unlimited power. Be silent, outside and inside. We are silent from the mouth and gradually we'll also be silent in the mind. Silence in the mouth and nothingness in the mind. This is meditation. As the truth in your words, the awareness in your words is wisdom, the silence in your mouth and nothingness in your mind. This is meditation, my dear friends. Be still, be silent, be a rhythm of the breath. Be still, no movement. Take refuge in stillness. Be silent, no sounds, no talk, just be silent. Take refuge in the grand silence. Last 2 minutes. Be still in the body. Be silent in the mind. Be aware of the breath. Be still, be silent, and be aware while being relaxed. Feel the gratitude inside. Feel the gratitude for your body, for having been with you all your life. Feel the gratitude for your mind. Feel the gratitude for your intellect. for all the decision makings it's been doing. Last 1 minute. Last 10 seconds. Be relaxed. Just relax. And please come back to awareness. Please come back to total body awareness and the environment awareness. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, my dear friends, slowly open your eyes. Slowly, slowly open your eyes. Welcome, friends. To this session on Draupadi, hosted by the Meditation Katha team as a series of in the series of meditation and wisdom sharing sessions. So thank you for the Oneness Meditation Katha team and especially Sankeet. Thank you. First, today we're going to speak about Draupadi, a character, a role, a woman from Mahabharata, the great epic Mahabharata. Draupadi, if we remember Draupadi, we know, or what comes into our mind is a bold and forthright woman, is a strong woman. She was also submissive and dutiful. And she spoke when she had to. She's also possessed of quick wit and a clever tongue. Yet what we remember about Draupadi, I would like to tell in a poem written by an anonymous. Okay. See, this poem is written as if Draupadi is staring down and seeing how she is remembered. As if Draupadi from the heavens or from the clouds is staring down to the earth and seeing her own story. This is a very interesting poem. She is telling, I stared down from the stars. I stared down from the stars, wonder where the story changed course, being portrayed as cause of the wars, when I was scoffed at and humiliated by force. We all know, as the story of Mahabharata goes, Pandavas took a oath, took a vow to finish, except Dharmaraja. All the 4 remaining Pandavas took a vow to finish, to kill Kauravas at the Draupadi Vastrapaharan event. In that situation, see, that is the beginning of Kurukshetra. And Draupadi was portrayed as the cause of wars. And so she is also disrespected by some. And then the poem goes, being shared by 5 men was written in my fate. I was not loved and wed, but a prize for their skill. I never felt belonged, was just served on a plate. A plate you could pass on when you had your fill. As you remember her story, when Arjuna had gone for Swayamvar to Drupada's daughter, Draupadi, she had a choice. She didn't want Karna, and Arjuna was able to shoot the arrow on the fish eye and then won Draupadi. And then when he has come and told his mother Kunti that she brought a gift, she said, just share it with all your brothers. And then she had to be with 5 husbands. So she was sharing that in this sentence. And the poem further goes, I still wonder the way they staked for me for dice. So it was a dice game where Dharmaraja has staked her. I still wonder the way they staked me for dice. Was I a partner for life, prize, or property? Palace stood helpless, witness of the vice. Now the razor brow put a mark on my chastity. This is also an event, the Vastraparan event, the disrobing of Draupadi. This really requires a lot of discussion. And there are some good learnings from this event. We'll go into it. She further says, yet I hear the stories being told below. Kurukshetra was a great war. Draupadi sowed the seed. A woman caused the war, meaning the men were mellow. She's asking this question. The men were mellow. I had only lived my life serving their need and feed. No, the war was not due to need of power and greed of land. No, the war was not due to injustice served and ego of the clans. No, the war was not due to wronged man and righteous stand. No, the war was not due to the game of dice and scheming plans. She's asking, the war was due to a woman and her coveted beauty. The war was due to her revenge, which they felt was their duty. Strange are the reasons, stranger are the prejudices. The blame lies with me while they are remembered for their virtues. There are so many innumerable controversies on the story of Draupadi. Innumerable controversial perceptions. I'm not talking about the story that is controversial. I'm talking about the role of Draupadi and the controversial perceptions on it. People framed her as a feminist in an age where females were not treated equal as men. There are innumerable controversies and uncountable opinions. There are infinite war of words, but one name conjured Draupadi. So today we are going to discuss about Draupadi and how she has fit into the situations, sequences, and consequences of the great epic Mahabharata. So, although we know that Draupadi is just a character, no, in the great epic Mahabharata, where the disrobing of Draupadi has happened because Dharmaraja has kept her at stake in the dice game that he was playing. So what happened there? This is a very good lesson that we all have to learn. So Draupadi was trying to hold her sari by her own hands, and it was being stripped off by Dushasana. And then she was calling Krishna. She was calling for help and finally called Krishna. And yet his grace did not begin to function. She was trying to still hold the sari. And Dushasana was trying to disrobe it. See, these are the situations what we face. We are being cornered in our life. We have to see that we are also being cornered in life. Sometimes we tried everything. She has tried with all her power, all her might, all her strength. Yet she was not able to stop Dushasana from disrobing her. He was trying to pull the sari. That was happening. The same way we also face situations which we feel are coming from Dushasana. Shasana means law. Dushasana, bad law or bad principles. See, we think we are steadfast, we are righteous, and yet we feel some people are wronging us. Right? So we also feel situations where Dushasana is trying to disrobe us, trying to pull us, trying to pull our honor, trying to pull our respect, trying to pull our resources, trying to pull our peace of mind. That is what happens for every human being, because we are humans and we need to learn our lessons in order to become divine. We are in the path to our own divinehood. And in our path to divinehood, we need to learn our lessons as a human being. And then we'll realize our own divine nature. We're all divine beings who have come here for a human experience and not anything less, my dear friends. But yet that realization will come when we are learning our human lessons that we need to learn. So in the process of learning these human lessons, so we will face so many situations where we feel cornered, we feel we are wronged, we may feel threatened at times, we may feel insulted, we may feel unloved, we may feel unworthy. These, we may feel that we are not being helped. The same situation what Draupadi was facing at that part in Mahabharata, where she was being disrobed by Dushasana. This is a situation, this is an everyday situation, or at least every other month, or sometimes we face these situations where we feel the same emotions what Draupadi has gone through, the same situation what Draupadi has gone through, but maybe in a different storyline. We may have a different script in our life. She may have she may have had a different script in her life. So at that time, what she has done, so when Dushasana was trying to strip her off, and she was calling Krishna, the higher self, and his grace did not function. But then what she did was unpredictable. What she did is having complete faith in the gracious protection of divine Krishna. She gave up holding her cloths and lifted them above her head. She was holding her clothes with her own hands and then just lifted those hands. And then she surrendered herself completely. When she surrendered herself completely, then his grace began to function. The Krishna's grace began to function. The higher self grace began to function by making her sari grow unendingly. So then Dushasana was trying to disrobe her. He was pulling the sari. And then when she raised her hands in complete surrender to her higher self, and then what happened? And then there was the sari coming continuously, unendingly, it was coming. And Dushasana was trying to pull it, pull it, pull it, pull it. And then how much ever he was trying to strip her off the sari still started coming continuously and was growing unending. And then finally Dushasana had to fall unconscious because it was not happening. Friends, there is one beautiful sloka that I remember from Bhagavad Gita. It says, Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam raja. Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam raja. You have to leave all dharma and seek refuge in me. That is what Krishna is telling in Bhagavad Gita. Sarva dharman parityaja, leave all dharma and seek refuge only in me. Friends, here Krishna, what Krishna means, it doesn't mean that it is Krishna that we have to seek refuge. Krishna as a character or Krishna as a god, or not seek refuge in Shiva, not seek refuge in Durga, or not seek refuge in some other god and only in Krishna. It is not like that. Leave all dharma and seek refuge only in Krishna. It is not like that. It is not about leaving Christian dharma. Some people interpret leave Christian dharma, leave Muslim dharma, leave other dharma and seek refuge only in Krishna. No, not like that. The meaning here is, when he's telling seek refuge in me, he's telling that seek refuge in real me. What is your real me? What is your real you? So seek refuge in real you. You think you're a limited entity. You think you're a small individual. You think from your own limited identity. But you're not just that. You are unlimited. You have limitless potential and the power. When you know your real self, so he's asking you to seek refuge in your real self, which has unlimited power, which is all powerful, which is omnipresent, present everywhere, which is omniscient, has all the knowledge, all the wisdom in the world, and which is also omnipotent, has all the power in the world. You are that being which is omnipresent, omnipotent, and omniscient, not anything less. So he is asking you to seek refuge in that Krishna, in that higher self, in that omnipotent self, in that omnipresent self, in that omniscient self. Krishna is not an Atma. Krishna is a Paramatma. He is the Supreme Soul. Krishna symbolizes Paramatma. So that is the real self, that is real you. That is what you are, truly. So Draupadi, after putting all her efforts, she kept all her efforts. She initially tried with all her might, with all her power, with all her strength. She tried every which way. She questioned the elders of the Kuru Sabha at the time. She questioned everyone with words, with her intellect, with her intelligent tongue. She tried every which way to protect herself. And then she also tried with her physical power to stop her sari being disrobed by Dushasana. And then she has surrendered. She surrendered to Krishna. She did not give up. Friends, it is not giving up. You have tried every best way. You have tried with all your power, with all your might. You tried your best. And then you need to surrender to the divine. So she has surrendered to the divine. She left the sari. She lifted her hands and surrendered to Krishna. She was calling Krishna earlier, but the surrender was not there. That faith was not there initially, but then at one point she surrendered after trying every which way, and then she surrendered. That is the point where Krishna came to her rescue. Same way in our life, my dear friends, we may face so many situations where We have to use all our power, all our intelligence, and yet things do not seem to be in our favor. We may be facing them in our own life. That is the time when we need to surrender to our higher self, to the divine that is residing inside us. My dear friends, I remember the quotation, a powerful quotation from Swami Vivekananda at this time. He said, manifest the divinity within. This is the essence of any religion. Manifest the divinity within. This is the essence of any religion. So there is divinity. You need to manifest it. You need to realize it. Sometimes you need to surrender to it when you have tried every other option. After you have put all your human effort, then the divine comes into the play. After you have kept all your human efforts, the divine comes into play. And this divine is not separate from you or apart from you. This divine is also you. You will operate, the real you will operate from there. After everything tried out by the limited you, the unlimited you will come into the picture. After everything tried by the human you, then the divine you will come into the picture. That is when the magic happens. Draupadi's story shows where and how the magic happened. The divine magic happened. It's a lesson that we need to apply to all our life situations. That we need to remember in all our life situations. And she's also a worthy woman whose wit saved her husbands from impending slavery. So that was a time where Pandavas made a vow to kill the Kauravas. And the Pandavas also recognized what Draupadi is capable of. And they also listened to her because she possesses vast knowledge in politics too. And Pandavas also used to rely on her for decision making. She was not just a dumb or silent person. She's a very intelligent person. And she was also brave. She was bold. She was forthright. That is what I could tell about Draupadi from the Mahabharata epic. But this is only the visible story. There is an invisible story for the seekers, for the spiritual seekers. See, this is a story that we tell from generation to generation, from grandmothers and granddads to grandchildren. This is a story that we tell, but for a spiritual seeker, there's a different meaning. For a spiritual seeker, there is a story behind the story. Now we'll come to the story behind the story. What is the story behind the story? Because every epic, you take Ramayana or the Mahabharata. Ramayana, what is Ramayana? Ramayana is a war between demons and gods. The demon clan and the gods, right? So it's a war between demons and divine beings. Ramayana is not a story between, not just a story between demons and gods, between Rakshasa and Devatas, but it's a story that is happening in our mind every day. It's a story in our mind between the divine thoughts and the demonic thoughts, between the good thoughts and the bad thoughts. It's a continuous story. It's a everyday story depicted in Ramayana by great sage Vyasa, Veda Vyasa. The same way Mahabharata also has a meaning. Every number, see 5 Pandavas, 100 Kauravas, Duryodhana, Dhritarashtra, Gandhari, every character, Bhishma, every character has a meaning. So there's a story behind the story. So now we'll delve into the story behind the story. Friends, Draupadi, imagine that Draupadi is the human body that you have. And the Pandavas are the 5 senses who are wedded to it. They are in wedding with the human body, the 5 senses that we have got. I'm sure you are knowing the 5 senses that you have got. We have got the sight, the touch, the smell, the taste, and the hearing. These are all the 5 senses that we have got. So these are functions that happen through our human body. So the human body, think the human body is Draupadi and the Pancha Pandavas as our 5 senses. So these are in wedding. And Yudhishthira, Dharmaraja, okay, and Kauravas. So everyone has a significance. See, Kauravas, the first cousins of Pandavas, they are 100 in number. Those are 100 tendencies of the mind. 100 different tendencies of the mind. Our mind keeps going into the objective world and try to possess that, possess this. So these are the tendencies of the mind. Kauravas are nothing but the tendencies of the mind. And the senses think that, we can win over the tendencies of the mind. So the same way Yudhishthira thought, I can go into gambling, I can go to the game of the dice and I can win over Kauravas. Senses think that I can, see, we think that I can stop watching a movie or I can start doing my exercise every day. So this is the thinking of the senses. This is the thinking about the senses that we do. But did they actually win? In the initial stage, no, right? The Pandavas or the Dharmaraja kept gambling and they lost everything, including themselves and their wife Draupadi, right? So when your senses are not going where they have to or not doing what they have to, then you may have to face temporary defeat. When we gamble with the tendencies of the mind, like when we gamble with Kauravas, right? So when Pandavas gamble with Kauravas, that is when the 5 senses gamble with the tendencies of the mind. And then we may have to go into an exile, 12 years exile, 12 years Aranyavasa and 1 year Ajnatavasa. So we may have to go into the spiritual exile when we are so indulged by our sensory comforts. And then only a divine intervention can save. So we need to do Ajnatavasa, we need to meditate. So once we meditate and then we can come back and win. So then we will overcome all the tendencies of the mind. Then we can win. After doing Ajnatavasa, Ajnatavasa means you need to give time for your meditation. Aranyavasa, what is Aranyavasa? Ranya. Ranya means no Ranya means sound. Aranya is no sound. You need to do Aranyavasa with no sound and sit in silence. Agnatavasa, no identity of yourself. See, in Agnatavasa, they should not reveal their identities, right? So in Kurukshetra, before Kurukshetra, they went into Agnatavasa. So to win over Kauravas, which are the tendencies of the mind, we need to do Agnatavasa. We need to leave our identity. We need to get relinquished of our identity in our own meditation and go beyond our identity, go beyond our own limited nature and tread into the path of our unlimited nature. That is where magic happens. And then when we come out and then we can have Kurukshetra and we can win over the Kauravas, nothing but the tendencies of the minds. Kurukshetra is our life, where we are waging a continuous war between our senses and our tendencies of the mind. Dhritarashtra is the one who symbolizes the mind. The mind which gives birth to our tendencies. We see something and then we want to go. We see Adipur, we hear about Adipurush, we want to go and do it. Go and see it. Okay, you can see it, but does your time allow? Does your time permit you? Or you're just going with your senses? Or are you being rational about it? As Dhritarashtra is a blind man, he's a blind man. The same is, the mind is also blind to the tendencies of its own making. Mind is blind unless it's a trained mind. Dhritarashtra's wife Gandhari, she was not blind, but she chose to blindfold herself. So even when we have a choice to make, sometimes we choose the things that we don't need to choose. We chose to see, which we choose not to see. When we have a choice to see, we choose not to see. When we have a choice to act, we don't see. When we have a choice to do that exercise every day, do that meditation every day, when we have a choice to do that night-long meditation, Gudakesh every day, sometimes we choose not to do it because our mind is blind. Like Dhritarashtra, mind is blind and is going with the tendencies that I want to sleep or I want to enjoy, I want to do something, but not actually the needed thing to be done or the highest good that needs to be done. And then Pandavas, they are not born from her mother's husband, Panduraju, right? So Kunti had a mantra, had a chant, and she used to invoke these gods who fathered the Pandavas. So Kunti also had a name called as Preeti, Preeta, means signifying Prithvi. And these gods signify divinity. And the Pandavas have come from Prithvi and divinity. Prithvi means earth and the divine. So our senses, the Pandavas, nothing but our five senses, have come from the divine and the earth. So Dharmaraja is the son of Yamadharmaraju. Okay. And Arjuna was the son of Indra, the king of gods. Bhima was the son of Vayudeva, who symbolizes strength. And Nakula and Sahadeva were sons of Ashwini Kumar Devatas. So our senses have come from divinity. So there is a divine thing in our senses. Pandavas are a result of these divine gods, correct? So there you need to feel a sense of divinity in it. Yet we are on earth. So it's a combination of the earthly nature and the divine nature. So Pandavas were born from the conjoining of earth and divine, the body and the spirit. The body and the spirit. No, it's not just the body element, there's also spirit element in it. Karna, for example, was born of the sun god, and Kunti, who is earth mother, right? So he's a symbol of her ego. Like Karna, our ego is also armored. He used to have an armor, right? So our ego also has an armor. We are not open. We are not open to others' perspectives, others' perceptions. Our ego stops us to connect to the other, even to connect to the divine. So with the Guru's intervention, this armor can be removed. The Guru will help the seeker in killing his ego. The armor has to be removed from the ego. And when we take Krishna, see, he has a complexion, blue complexion, right? A deep blue complexion. So it's a color of the sky. We have blue sky and blue oceans on this earth planet. We have vast blue sky and vast oceans. It's a color of eternity and vastness. And yellow is the color of the earth. So when you see Krishna as a baby, a deep blue God image is enclosed in yellow clothes. So it symbolizes that the spirit is clothed in the body, not the other way. So Krishna is a symbol of body and spirit, a symbol of you and me in the enlightened form. When we became aware of our true self, of our real self, then we will understand that we are that Krishna. And Lord Krishna, as I said, Sarva Dharman Parityaja Mam Ekam Sharanam Raja. It is your real self. It is not that Krishna is talking about the real self. So Krishna is nothing but a real self, the Paramatma element inside us, the all-pervading self inside us. He's our guiding light. And then when we entrust ourselves to him, then we will be at ease. See, recently I faced a situation where yesterday evening I was feeling very hard about the choices that I had to make and the situations that were coming. I was feeling, how come they are so irrational? How come the people that I have been dealing with are so irrational? So nothing was making sense. And then I thought, okay, I tried every which way. And then I thought, okay, let me just surrender to my higher self. And because the higher self knows what I deserve and what is good, it will take care. The moment I surrendered to my higher self, I felt so much freedom in my mind and so much peace in my being. So that is where, when you have to surrender, you have to surrender. That is Krishna. And you need to surrender to the Krishna inside you, the higher self inside you. Karna, being the firstborn, he's a brother to your senses. We have 5 senses, Pancha Pandavas, and then Karna represents desire. He's also a part of you. But this desire is, when it is associated with virtues, then it is good. When you have a desire for enlightenment, it's good. But when it is associated with vices, as Karna was associated with Duryodhana, right? Same way, you need to be aware what your desire is associated with. Is it associated with something of virtue, or is it associated with something of vice? Otherwise, one has to face the fate of Karna. And even in the game of dice, what Shekuni has invited, the same way, the senses are also faced with temptations in life, which result from the samskaras of past lives. This game is very charming. The game of dice is very charming. And our faculties of discrimination has to be used. But they are enticed into a deceitful game with the sense desires, with the sensual desires. So you need to be aware. I'm not telling whether to indulge or not. I'm telling that you need to be aware of the karmic consequences and then go with the play that your senses want. Be aware of your karmic consequences of the realities that you're seeking through your senses. So this is one more way of understanding Mahabharata, not just from the storyline, but the story behind the storyline. And even the Pancha Pandavas, also in one interpretation, those also represent 5 tattvas, okay, like the ether, air, fire, water, and earth. The 5 sons of Kunti also represent 5 tattvas or 5 elements that make up this world. Those are some subtle vibratory forces with which the creation is formed. So, and when you associate these tattvas with the 5 Pandavas, Pancha tattvas with Pancha Pandavas, and these tattvas are also related to 5 chakras. Like ether is related to Vishuddha, and air is related to Anahata, fire is related to Manipuraka, water with Swadhisthana chakra, and the earth element with Muladhara. So, in this order, we would say, we can say that Dharmaraja is at Vishuddha chakra, and Arjuna and Bhima represents Anahata chakra, because he is son of Vayudeva, right? Air. Anahata chakra, air. And then fire. Manipuraka chakra. We have Arjuna. Swadhisthana chakra, Nakula. Water. And earth. Muladhara chakra, we have Sahadeva. So when we take Dharmaraja, so he has a divine discrimination. So he always used to follow dharma. He has a certain calmness and a divine discrimination. The ether element remains unchanged. It is undisturbed by the violent place of nature forces, right? So it is unchanged. The ether is always there. Akasha is always there. So Dharmaraja is usually not disturbed by his emotional desires, or he will not wither away from the path of dharma or his sensual desires or emotional desires. He will not have a distorted perception. And he has the rationality to know the good and evil. He has a common sense. He can perceive the virtues. And he is also son of Yamadharmaraja. So it is represented by, so Dharmaraja is represented by the element ether or Akasha. And then Bhima at Anahata, air element. So from the Vayudeva. So you need to be with the air element. You need to be with your breath and keep doing this meditation. And Arjuna from Mooladhara. So from Manipuraka, he symbolizes self-control or the fire element. This is for purification of the mind and body. He is also a chief devotee of Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna is the higher self. So at this level, he symbolizes self-control, patience, and determination. So without which no spiritual progress is possible. It also provides the force, the fire force, the Agni that is needed for the body strength and the mental strength to ward off the blind mind getting into unwanted desires. And Nakula at Swadhisthana, so he symbolizes adherence, emotional balance, a control of mental tendencies. And Sahadeva at Mooladhara is restraint, belongingness. So this is one more way of looking at Mahabharata and understanding the story. From the context of Draupadi, we need to understand that it is not just she is not just a woman with 5 husbands, but she is also symbolism of our own our own human body with 5 sense organs, which is affected by the sons of Dhritarashtra, by the tendencies of the mind, by the bad tendencies of the mind who are born out of Dhritarashtra. The Kauravas are born of Dhritarashtra, who is a blind man. So the mind is also blind. And at which time, after having put your human efforts, all your efforts, you can seek surrender in Lord Krishna, the real self. So that's the sharing that I wanted to do today. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And special thanks to Sanket and his team for this opportunity today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Pradeep Master, for sharing your wisdom on Draupadi and linking it to the current life scenarios of what we are practically dealing with, and given like essence of it. It's not just a story, but you've taken essence and you've compared it in a real life and giving good examples like five elements of nature or five senses. Really amazing comparisons. Is the way you explain the topic was yes. Thank you so much, Pradeep sir, once again. And if anyone has any doubts or if anyone wants to share anything, please unmute yourself and you can share masters.
Good evening, sir.
Very good evening.
Yeah, it's really very interesting and one of the lesson learned for in this era. And I want to add one more thing along with that Draupadi character. One more is there, that is also her patience when the 18th day completed the Kurukshetra war, when they are getting retired and getting sleep. So Ashwatthama came and killed her all the 5 sons.
Right.
When
Correct.
he caught, when he caught by Hima and he told Draupadi, better we can kill him. Now suddenly she told, no, he is also the son of the Guru. So her mother will cry. So I don't want to punish my problem same to another lady. So the lady versus lady means the patience is the most learning point, what I understand.
Perfect, sir. Yeah, patience is also a good virtue of Draupadi,
Yes.
and thank you for bringing it up today. Yeah, and patience,
Thank you.
especially at a time when all her sons are slayed.
Yes.
So that shows an epitome of patience and compassion.
Yeah, because generally, if anyone is there, they will certainly tell, okay, just kill him. But she told, no, don't kill. I am suffering already, so I don't want to suffer another woman like me.
Got it. Yeah.
Yes.
Cool, sir. Thank you. Thank you for sharing.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, hello, Pradeep sir. Thank you so much. A wonderful explanation of Draupadi's teachings. And here also in Draupadi, just Sridhar Master told, that is forgiveness also. There is forgiveness. Means she is not ready to take revenge. Just forgive. Means whatever, means as per his faith, left him on his faith, like that. It is there. And thank you so much, sir. You have wonderfully explained this Draupadi character and also all the characters of Mahabharata. Really, it is our 5 senses, and 6th one is of Karna, desire. That is most important. What we have to desire means it should be always in positive way. We should control, means we should keep watch on that awareness. Thank you so much, sir. Wonderful wisdom, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Pallavi. Nice to see you again. Thank you. Thank you. Anyone else who wants to add something? Thank you, friends. Thank you so much for your time, and have a wonderful time, a great life filled with happiness, health, prosperity, abundance, and all the beautiful things that you deserve. Thank you. Thank you, Sanket.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you all masters. Thanks for joining for today's session. Again, we'll connect next week with one more wisdom. Really happy and
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. My deepest gratitude for Grandmaster Prabodh sir for having brought me to meditation, and my deepest gratitude to Dr. Brahmarshi Pitamaha Patriji, and gratitude to all the Katha team and the UAE team. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.